My controlling wife canceled my plane ticket so I can't attend my brother's wedding. Now she is giving me silent treatment because I drove for 4 hours to get there instead. My wife has never liked my younger brother Sean. It started when he was 19 and got his first serious girlfriend. She called him irresponsible at a family dinner, said his girlfriend would ruin his future. Sean told her to stay out of his life, but she never stopped commenting on his choices. 2 years later, Sean got engaged. When the wedding invitation arrived, my wife immediately said, "We're not going." Her excuse? No kids allowed at the wedding, and she absolutely refused to hire a babysitter. Why? Because our last babysitter supposedly robbed us 6 months ago, stole jewelry and cash while we were out. The weird part? I never actually met this babysitter. My wife said she came home early from work, caught her red-handed, and kicked her out before I got home. No police report, no proof, just her word. When I asked what exactly was stolen, she got defensive and accused me of calling her a liar. For weeks leading up to the wedding, she kept bringing it up. Stay home with the kids. Be a responsible father. Your brother will understand. But I didn't want to miss this. Sean and I used to be close before she created this distance between us. I suggested my best friend Chris could watch the kids. He's got 2 of his own, completely trustworthy. Known him since college. She refused instantly. Said she didn't feel comfortable with strangers around our children. One night, I went ahead and booked a flight anyway. $300, direct flight, landing the morning of the wedding. I told Chris and he agreed immediately. My wife found the confirmation email 2 days later. She completely lost it. Started screaming about how I was choosing my loser brother over my own family. How I was being selfish and irresponsible. I held my ground. Told her I was going, the kids would be fine with Chris, and she was being unreasonable. She went quiet after that. Didn't speak to me for 2 full days. I actually thought maybe she'd accepted it and moved on. The morning of the flight, I woke up at 5 a.m. Packed the kids' overnight bags, drove them to Chris's place, hugged them goodbye, and headed straight to the airport. I got to the check-in counter at 6:30 for my 8 a.m. flight, handed over my ID. The agent typed for a moment, then her face changed. "I'm sorry, sir, but this reservation has been canceled." "What? What do you mean canceled? It shows someone called yesterday afternoon and canceled this booking. No refund since it was within 24 hours. My stomach dropped. I immediately knew. Called my wife, straight to voicemail. Called again. Voicemail, 3rd time. Voicemail. I stood there in that airport terminal, watching other passengers check in around me, families heading to their destinations, and something inside me just snapped. I walked back to my car, opened GPS, and started driving. 4 hours. Highway. Gas station coffee. Talk radio. I didn't text her. Didn't call Sean to explain. I just drove with white knuckles and determination. My phone started ringing around 10 a.m. Her name flashing on the screen. I ignored it. It rang 17 more times over the next hour before I finally just turned it off completely. I pulled into the wedding venue parking lot at 1:47 p.m., drenched in sweat. Ceremony started at 2:30. I changed in the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face, and walked into that chapel like nothing happened. Sean was at the altar talking to his groomsmen. He turned, saw me walking down the aisle, and his entire face transformed. Pure shock, then the biggest smile I'd seen from him in years. After the ceremony, he grabbed me in a bear hug and whispered, "I thought you weren't coming. I really thought she'd won. I stayed for everything. Ceremony, reception, speeches, dancing. I gave an impromptu toast about how proud I was, how he'd found someone who truly loved him for who he was." His wife Caroline hugged me afterward and said, "Thank you for being here." Sean was heartbroken, thinking you'd miss this. My phone was dead by then, but I could imagine what was waiting. I didn't care. For the first time in months, I felt completely free. I drove home the next afternoon, walked in around noon to find half her closet empty. Her toiletries gone from the bathroom. A note on the kitchen table in her handwriting, "Staying at my mother's. Don't contact me until you're ready to apologize for humiliating me and abandoning your family." The kids were still at Chris's. I sat alone in the quiet house and realized something. I wasn't upset. I wasn't panicked. I was relieved. Sean texted me a photo later that night. I'm in the background of the reception, mid-laugh, tie loosened, genuinely happy. His caption, "Thanks for showing up when it actually mattered, big bro. Love you." She's been at her mom's for 6 days now, still giving me the silent treatment, still waiting for an apology I'm never going to give. Honestly, it's the most peace I've had in years.